Yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy is back with another video. So I'm like super behind with this now, but I am gonna unbox for you guys B103 Screw Trident 8 bump wedge. So yeah, this thing came out like a month ago, I want to say, and I've just been super behind because I wasn't able to afford it till now. But it did just come in, and you know what? I'm gonna unbox it because why not? So this is like pretty much the last God layer to be released, because we are now in the new generation, which is Super Z. So I thought it's just kind of like a cool thing anyway, just with it being the last God layer to be made. So anyway, let's go ahead and get it close up, and then I'll open it up for you guys. All right, so here we have the packaging looking pretty nice. It's nice and yellow, as you can see, so it does pop quite a bit. Like I mentioned though, this is B103. It is a booster, so that means it does not come with a launcher. And you can see right here, the Beyblade itself, looking very nice. This is the second release of this Beyblade because it was first released as a random layer in the random layer collection. So this is not the first time we've seen this, but you could also see the gimmick of the Slayer, which is shock absorption, and then the owner, which is Toko. So if you don't know who this is Vault's little brother, who doesn't actually show it in the anime, but we're pretty much sure that it's going to come out in the new anime, that being the Super Z anime. So I think this Beyblade will make an appearance then. So on the side, it does show you the parts. You get 8 bump and wedge, which are both really interesting parts. And then on this side, once again, it kind of shows you the gimmick, which, as I said, is shock absorption. So really nice. The back does have some Japanese text, which I can't read, and then just an overview of the parts. So very, very nice. Anyway, let's open this bad boy up. So here we have the sticker sheet and instructions. There are quite a bit of stickers here, but they really do make the layer nice. And you'll see in a little bit, but we are going to open this up. So once again, sticker sheet right here. And then the instructions, which I'm not going to go over. And lastly, this kind of combo guide. So it does give you some combinations to try out with this Beyblade. And then a teaser for what seemed to be Winning Valkyrie. So we know what it looks like now. But at the time, this was all we had for the new generation. So pretty cool. Now we're going to move on to the actual Beyblade. So because this is a booster though, you do not get a launcher included. So that's just something to keep in mind. But let's get the parts out. Alright, so now that I have these parts out, I am going to go ahead and stickerize them. So I'll be right back. Alright, so now that I have the parts stickerized, we are going to go into a close-up of each part. And we're going to start off with the driver, of course. So here we have the driver, and it is called wedge. So it's called wedge because it's literally just like a chunk of metal that's slightly pointy at the end, as you can see here. And they made it designed so that it looks kind of taller than a regular driver, but it's actually just a regular height. It is no taller than just like any other driver we've seen already. So that's just kind of interesting to note. It is a nice metal tip. So it does have low friction and therefore pretty good stamina, but nothing out of the ordinary, I guess. One thing people did find out recently is that it's actually a very good driver for some combos like Unspeaking Requiem and Stationary Attack. So you might want to slap this on maybe your Sieg Excalibur or something, because it's actually pretty good for that. So it's definitely a driver worth looking into. It's got a lot of potential, I guess. And next, we're going to move on to the frame and disc. So the core disc is 8, which is already been out for a while. It came out on Dream Fafnir, and it's a nice kind of, I guess, lighter core disc, but it does have some uses. It's actually kind of tight on specific combos, so it's definitely a disc looking into for some combos here and there. As for the frame, it is bump, which is by far one of the best frames out there because it is chunky and very heavy. The only other way to get this frame is through the God customized set, which is kind of expensive. So your best bet to get this frame is on this booster. It's a nice kind of solid color, which is weird. Usually these frames are translucent, but in this case, it's a solid kind of dark gray color. So very, very nice. And it does look good on the number 8 disc, as you can see. And last but not least, we have the God Lair, which is Screw Trident. So I don't know if I'm seeing stuff here, but this looks a lot different than my random layer collection Screw Trident, which I did get rid of. I sold both of them actually. But anyway, I don't know. It seems like this shape is more pointy on the ends. I could just be seeing things, but it looks a little bit different to me. I don't know. You guys tell me what you guys think. But in terms of differences, this is like almost the exact same color except solid colored plastic throughout. And on top of that, the God chip is a nice clear black. This God chip though, for the first release, actually had a mold issue. It would pop out on its own. Meanwhile, this one is fixed, so Cartomi did address the issue. As you can see though, with this layer, you do have to put stickers on, otherwise it's just gonna look kind of weird. So definitely put stickers on this layer. It will make the Beyblade pop and look complete. I don't know if there's any competitive value in this layer. I've heard that it's pretty much just like nothing special, but it is pretty wide, and its gimmick here is shock absorption. As you can see here, this frame is made out of like a rubbery type of plastic, and so when it's hit, it's supposed to absorb shock. And you can kind of notice it in battles. When it does get hit, you kind of hear like a shock absorption kind of thing going on. So it's pretty interesting to see and hear, I guess, but yeah. Anyway, let's put this video together. So the teeth don't feel any different than from the previous release of this layer. So they're pretty decent teeth. I mean, it is a stamina type. Stamina types tend to have worser teeth, but it seems just pretty much average, I guess. But here is the entire Beyblade, looking very, very nice. Alright guys, so I have my stadium here, and now we're going to do a quick test launch. Okay, so I did not expect the first part to happen. I guess if you launch this at an angle, it will go pretty aggressive. But now we could see that it's calmed down, and as it loses stamina, you could see the wedge driver kind of kicking in. It's tilting a little bit, and now I just want to see how it reacts towards the end. So just pretty much kind of like a survive type tip, just metal, as you can see. Anyway, that's pretty expected. It is a stamina type, but that whole beginning part was just kind of nuts. I don't know how that happened exactly, but usually this thing will just stay in the center. Alright, so that's it for this unboxing of B103 Screw Trident 8 Bump Wedge. And I do have to admit, I was kind of late to the party with this one, and I apologize. But at least I got it at the end of the day, and I think that's all that matters. So with this driver though, I kind of have some ideas for a mod or two. I'm not too sure yet, but it does have an interesting shape to kind of maybe work with. So I'll let you guys know. Maybe you might see a video later on. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, so until next time guys, see ya.